Dad, hey, how are you guys doing? The boys waited all week for those words. Every Saturday night they sat in front of the laptop, eyes shining, waiting for their father to appear on the screen. I used to believe that once his overseas project ended, we would finally become a happy family of four again. My name is Emily Carter. I married my high school sweetheart, Ryan Mitchell, right after college. For the first 5 years, life felt perfect. We had two beautiful sons, Ethan and Noah, and Ryan's career was thriving. Then came the promotion that changed everything. He was sent overseas for a long-term project, and I stayed behind in Chicago to raise the boys with help from my parents. That night started like any other family call. My parents sat on the couch beside me while the boys crowded the screen. Ryan appeared smiling, asking if they had behaved and what they learned in school. Ethan proudly told him he swam across the pool without help. Noah talked about getting praised by his teacher. Ryan laughed and clapped for them through the screen. Eventually the boys grew sleepy. My parents offered to take them upstairs so Ryan and I could talk alone. I wanted that private time. I missed having real conversations with my husband. We talked about the kids, bills, and the future. I told him they were growing up too fast and needed their father. He said the project was important and promised everything would be better once it ended. I wanted to believe him. I was exhausted. After saying goodnight, I thought I ended the call. I shut off the camera and speakers, but accidentally left the connection running. I pushed my chair back, thanking my parents for helping with the boys. Then I heard Ryan's voice again. All right, family call done. You can come over now. My heart stopped. I froze and looked at the screen. The camera was off on my side, but his was still live. My parents exchanged worried glances. Ryan walked out of view. A few minutes later the doorbell rang. He answered it cheerfully. A young woman stepped into the room. She looked to be in her 20s. She wrapped her arms around his waist as if it were the most natural thing in the world. I felt the blood drain from my face. My mother covered her mouth. My father clenched his jaw. I started recording. Ryan came out of the bathroom in a robe. The woman laughed and kissed him. They talked about a recent trip. She showed him photos on her phone. He told her not to worry about money because I did not know his real salary and he controlled the savings. Every word shattered something inside me. While I stayed home raising our sons, he had been traveling with her. He had used our family money for vacations. The betrayal felt physical, like a blow to the chest. My father wanted to confront him immediately, but I shook my head. We needed proof. We sat there in silence until she finally left. I ended the call at 3 in the morning. I did not sleep. The next day I forced a smile for my children. They noticed I looked pale, but I blamed it on being tired. After they left for school, I made a decision. I would not beg, I would not scream, I would protect my children and my future. Within a week I met with a divorce attorney. The video recording was clear evidence of infidelity. I gathered bank statements and financial records. My father helped me organize everything. My mother stayed strong for the boys. I also contacted Ryan's company. The woman worked in the same overseas branch. When I showed his supervisor the recording, he looked stunned and promised to investigate. The hardest part was telling my sons. I sat them down gently and explained that their father had broken a promise to our family and that we would be living separately. They did not fully understand, but they hugged me and said they wanted to stay with me. That was enough. 2 months later, Ryan returned home. I invited him to dinner, saying it would be a family welcome back. Instead, he walked into a private room where my parents, his parents, and his boss were waiting. He looked confused until I placed the divorce papers and printed screenshots in front of him. There is nothing left to explain. I told him calmly, speak to my lawyer. His parents were furious and ashamed. His boss informed him he was being terminated due to misconduct and misuse of company funds. Ryan stood there speechless as the reality collapsed around him. After that, he sent dozens of messages begging for another chance. I blocked him. When he showed up at my house uninvited, I called the police. I refused to let my children see chaos. The court granted me primary custody. He was ordered to pay child support and alimony based on the salary he had tried to hide. His lies worked against him. Eventually, he lost the mistress as well. Without money or reputation, she disappeared from his life. Over the years, Ryan saw the boys occasionally under supervision. But as they grew older and understood the truth, they chose distance on their own. The alimony I received was not wasted. I invested carefully and built stability. I went back to school part-time and later started a small financial consulting business from home. My sons graduated from college without debt. Today I live in a quiet house just outside the city. Ethan and Noah visit often with their own families. When my grandchildren run across the yard laughing, I sometimes remember that night in front of the laptop. The night I thought my life had ended. Instead, it was the night I found my strength. Dad, hey, how are you guys doing? Those words used to fill me with hope. Now they remind me of something else. Even when a family call ends, the truth has a way of staying connected.